What's up, everybody? It's your boy Duty back again with another video, and this one, oh my lord, it's 42 minutes of Phil raging, coping, and just nothing but salt. Apparently our boy DSP was not happy that our boy Evo AJ privated his video that he was planning to watch on Saturday and react to, and now our boy Phil has no video to do that. But of course, Goutman, you can't tell Goutman what to do. So he went on this long rant, of course, pig-splaining everything, and actually threatened Evo AJ. So this is going to be fire tomorrow. Let's watch the video. I'll give my commentary, and I got a special little message at the end. Let's do this.
To address the elephant in the room, we have to address the other half of what the marathon was to be, and there was absolutely nothing whatsoever hindering the marathon from being this until just a couple days ago. So allow me to explain. Many months ago, you guys were urging me to try to do new stuff with my content, and I said, well, what kind of stuff would you guys like to see? And one of the ideas you guys came up with was, why don't you react to stuff? And I was very resistant. I really feel React content is like the bottom of the barrel. But I said, maybe if I do React content of my own, I can do a little bit different.
And yet you've been milking it ever since.
That I feel is creative and actually worth it. So rather than me making funny faces and laughing to try to make a quick paycheck, actually adding insight and frames of reference and additional information, maybe it could actually be fun. I experimented with different things over the past several months, including reacting to documentaries such as the one on Wings of Redemption, the Down the Rabbit Hole video about myself, the John and Howard's video that basically was meant to destroy me from 2015. I also reacted to another YouTube channel, Rob Gavigan, where we went through all kinds of macabre videos and countdowns. I also reacted to a bunch of the announcement videos and streams from back in June, kind of the Summer Games Fest stuff. So I've been doing a lot of different styles of React content, right, over the last several months, all of which you guys seem to like. Some more than others. I think you like things that are more like documentary style better than other things. And the reason I say that is when I'm talking about Wings of Redemption or myself, I can add more to it, as opposed to me just watching something that I don't know anything about. Yeah, I can't really add that much reference, but I did my best, right? So anyway, the whole idea was that we were going to keep doing these monthly reward goals, and one of them was, well, we hit a members goal. You guys can kind of vote on what you want, and there were different ideas. Well, the idea that won was that I was going to go back and react to the original This Is How You Don't Play video, which is about my original run over 10 years ago of Metal Gear Solid 2 HD, okay? So what I need to do now is give you some frame of reference about this playthrough, what happened as a result of it, and how this came about. Over 10 years ago, I was a much different kind of content creator. I was not serious about content creation. I didn't take it seriously, even though it definitely was my job at that point. I basically was a guy who completely dicked around constantly. I would totally rip apart games just for the sake of ripping them apart. I would make fun of game developers and insult them. That was my shtick. It was a running shtick on the internet. Everyone knew it. I never publicly said that because I wanted people to kind of be along with the joke, and some people got it and some didn't, okay? I always did this in every playthrough I ever did and never got any flack or problems with it. But all of a sudden, when I decided to buy the Metal Gear Solid HD collection, which included Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 on the PlayStation 3, it's like everything changed. All of a sudden, because I decided to do the exact same kind of commentary and gameplay in Metal Gear Solid as opposed to all the other games I had played up to that point. And keep in mind, I've been a content creator in 2008, and I didn't play Metal Gear Solid 2 till what, 2011, or was it even 2012? I'm not exactly sure at this point anymore, but I mean, we're talking 3 or 4 years of content that never there was a problem until I touched the Metal Gear franchise. Then it's like, all of a sudden, oh my God, God forbid Phil say a negative thing about Metal Gear or suck playing Metal Gear or insult our idol Hideo Kojima. Now here's the thing. At first, I was very, very destructive towards Hideo Kojima as a joke. It wasn't meant to be serious. I used to do this with all kinds of game developers back in the day. Again, it was part of the shtick. Some people got it, Some people didn't. But the people who got it liked the joke and kept it running, and it ended up being one of the things that was popular about my content. But when I did it to Kojima, it was like all of a sudden everyone took it seriously and was so butthurt about it, okay? The thing is, I respect Hideo Kojima, and over the years that I've played much more of his content, including not only the original Metal Gear trilogy, but then 4 and 5 as a new release, and then playing Death Stranding and all that, I completely respect the guy. I love actually reading his tweets on Twitter with some insightful stuff. He's actually a big fan of pop culture, kind of like I was at one point, watching movies and things. I actually like his insights on stuff, and I'm very interested in him as a creator. I can't wait to play whatever his next game is, which we don't know yet. I can't wait to get more information about it, okay? Thank you very much for the tip. I will shout that out, as I said, at the end of the show. And so, if you actually watch my content, you would know that. But these people just decided that they just wanted to shit on me and hate on me. And basically, a lot of people were making fun of me for the Metal Gear Solid playthrough, but it never really amounted to anything. But then something happened that changed everything. Something that, whether inadvertently or purposefully, actually started to change public opinion against me as a content creator on the internet. Okay? So I had a fan. What I need to do is I need to give you some perspective and some history so you understand what's going on right now. Okay? I had a fan by the name of Evil AJ. This guy apparently was a fan of my content, used to watch my videos, comment on them. And then at one point, he left a comment that got him banned from my comment section on DSP Gaming. What was the comment? I have no idea. I've heard rumors that it had something to do with my ex, or it might have had something to do with insulting. I have just no clue. I mean, we're talking over a decade ago. How the frick would I remember a single comment, right, in the comments of...
And yet you remember that it was a comment that got him banned. That's a contradiction there, pimp.
my videos? I don't know. But apparently this guy got banned from being able to comment on my videos. And he got so butthurt about it. It wasn't like, oh, darn, he's a jerk. He's like, I got to do something drastic to try to rage back against the fact that Phil would ban me from his comments section. So what did he do? He sat down and he watched the entirety of my Metal Gear Solid 2 playthrough, which is hours and hours of content, okay? He painstakingly pieced together the pieces that he felt that I was inept in the playthrough, which is probably the vast majority of it. At that point, I had never played
Yes,
Metal Gear
you're
Solid
terrible at
This
all
was my
games.
actual first major playing of the game. I had played Metal Gear Solid 1 on the PS1 back in the 90s, hated it, and stopped playing it within 3 hours. I never played it again. So this was the first time I actually committed to actually trying to play a Metal Gear Solid game. Now, for any of us out there who've played these games before, I think we can admit the game is definitely a little weird when it comes to control scheme, when it comes to how it operates, and that's fine. You definitely, if you dedicate the time to it, you can learn the controls, and they're perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with them. But that's not my shtick. My shtick is play a game. If anything isn't intuitive, immediately rip it apart. Immediately insult the game. Suck at the game and blame the game devs. That was my running joke. So I did that with Metal Gear Solid 2.
You still do it.
AJ took every clip of that and edited it into basically a 1 hour long montage. What he then did was he searched my video comments on these videos of my playthrough of Metal Gear Solid 2 HD to find the most scathing ones. Whether it was just simply criticizing the fact that I suck at the game, maybe it was an outright insult, whatever it may be. And he superimposed what he felt the best comments were, exposing me for being a terrible gamer over the video. So this 1 hour montage of the worst moments of my playthrough with the comments superimposed became known as This Is How You Don't Play Metal Gear Solid 2. Now, there's a lot of rumors around this that when it released, it got tons and tons of views and tons of viral popularity on YouTube, but then got taken down. Now, I've already spoken about this in my Down the Rabbit Hole commentary. That's a video that talked about my history over the years. I will 100% again reiterate this. I had nothing to do with that video getting taken down. I don't know how it got taken down. I don't know if someone lied about who they were.
You always do this, Phil. You always say this. When someone does something to attack another person that is criticizing you, you always come back and say, I don't know what happened. I wasn't involved. We all know you were. There was proof that you did it. The person that struck the channel was actually your channel. And this was way before the whole copy strike DMCA thing blew up like it does now. Like right now, pretty much anyone can DMCA strike anyone. It could be fake or whatever. Back then it was way different. You had someone that actually reviewed it and approved it and verified stuff. So we know you're lying.
I was partnered with Machinima at the time. Many Machinima had something to do with it. I have absolutely no idea, but I did not do it. But apparently the original version of the video was taken off the internet only to be re-uploaded again and again find traction. Again, mostly I guess because a lot of people who were a fan of it were pissed that originally it had gotten taken down. And this time it went viral a second time. All right. So based on the popularity of the original video, Evil AJ said, oh, I'll go ahead, I'll make another one because Phil also played Metal Gear Solid 3. This time around, he extrapolated a little bit about the formula that he was using in his Metal Gear Solid 2 video, refined it a little bit. This one also went viral, okay? So now, with 2 viral videos on the internet, basically making fun of me and my gameplay style, Evil AJ was kind of well known in the circles of people who just didn't like me. What ended up happening was people were inspired and people took the idea of this is how you don't play and went ahead and made tons of their own style of videos for pretty much any game I would play. It didn't matter if it was an older playthrough of mine or a brand new one for a new release. It seemed like for a while there, for many years, there was always a this is how you don't play video of my playthrough out on the internet within a few weeks of the end of my official playthrough here on DSP Gaming. And a lot of them got very popular. In fact, there's other people. I'll give a few shout outs here. Everyone knows the Outsider.
Okay, I'm going to forward this because he's just pig-splaining history that we all know.
Sebastopol Queen, who used to put out ones of like live streamer who was reliant on crowdfunding at all. YouTube was a very different place. Way different. 10 years ago, a view taken away from DSP Gaming was literally taking income out of my pocket. You got to understand that. It was a very different time. So, again, someone taking all of my content, making a montage of only the worst moments on purpose to spin it in a negative way, and then superimposing negative pastes of comments over it, which, again, arguably, is that fair use or not? I guess you could say
it is fair use, pimp. You just didn't like that someone was criticizing you. If someone was doing a this is how you play and using your content was praising it, you would have no problem and you would probably even promote it.
Either way, you can have an argument. I was pissed and I totally reacted in the wrong way. Rather than kind of seeing that potentially this could be a new audience and riding with it, maybe even making my own This Is How You Don't Plays, or at least highlighting those so that maybe people understand I'm not mad about them. I had completely the opposite situation. I was pissed. I was angry. I insulted everyone who would watch those videos saying that it was theft. I insulted everyone who...
The same exact thing you do now, pimp. There's no difference. You actually do the same exact thing. How many times do you ban people, call them scumbags just because they even reference the chat? Actually, it's a standing rule in your chat that if you reference a detractor meme or video, you get banned instantly.
Liked the videos and made the videos. It was bad. It was probably the worst case scenario of how I could have possibly reacted, except if I had tried to take them all down, which I did not. If I was like went on a copyright claiming tirade and tried to claim them all, that would have been the worst case scenario. I did not do that. But from what I said and did it, from my reaction, was pretty darn bad. And I can look at that now, over 10 years later, and I can say, oh, I fucked up. Okay, I shouldn't have reacted in that way. So my attitude from that point on was, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to know about it. I know these videos exist. All right. And here's the thing. Even though those videos did get a lot of popularity over the years, typically, not always, my playthroughs would do better. And what I mean by that is if you take all the cumulative views of all the parts of my playthroughs, which in some cases were dozens, if not hundreds of parts, they would make hundreds of thousands of views, as opposed to those videos would get, decent video views. So there were some people who were watching me in my positive light on my channel, while there was kind of also this growing mass of people hate watching over here in the This Is How You Don't Play videos. Now, why am I telling you all this is the history of This Is How You Don't Play? Well, because Evil AJ, the originator of This Is How You Don't Play, after making his original 2 videos, did attempt from time to time to make other negative things about me. I don't specifically know if he ever made another formal "This is how you don't play," but he definitely did other things like highlighting me raging in fighting games and things like that. And they never really got much traction compared to his original videos. So, eventually, trying to stay relevant, desperate for relevance because this guy had no relevance outside of the "This is how you don't play" videos, he tried to do other things over the years, like "This is how you do play," a really odd series where he attempted to play the same games that I had played, only claiming to play them better than me as an e-dick measuring size contest or something. Like,
No, he basically said, this is how you play the game, and he showed how to play the game. That's all he did. And he basically had conversation saying, this is what you did wrong, this is what you were supposed to do. He knew how to play the Metal Gear game, so the Metal Gear game better than you, and that's what he did. And he actually did very well with those videos. They're still out there.
I really don't understand the point. And by the way,
the point is, he was showing you up. He was showing that you couldn't play the game, and he was essentially doing a tutorial and saying, look, don't watch Phil play this game. This is how you actually have to play the game, because there's some tactical, strategic mechanisms that you have to employ to play the game. It's not just running in and out and doing whatever the hell you want. It's a lot of stealth, it's a lot of waiting, it's a lot of timing.
Those series were not successful. Yes, he would maybe get a few tens of thousands of views here or there. It never took off like the original "This is how you don't play" videos, and didn't get him any kind of notoriety or popularity like he wanted. Okay? So that being said, over the years, Evil AJ faded into obscurity. Or did he? And the reason I say that is because even though you like to think that maybe he was gone for good and for good riddance, he actually never stopped hate watching me. As you can clearly see, whenever you follow his Twitter feed and you see him making multiple tweets every single day in response to the things that I say and do on my streams, I'm not kidding. It's been over a decade.
He's what you call a detractor pimp, just like me. He follows what you do. He posts his theories and comments and how he feels about specific things. It's nothing serious. He doesn't post 20 times a day about you. He might read one post every couple days. So stop exaggerating like you always do.
And this guy, on a daily basis, posts up about me on his Twitter.
No, he does not. You can actually go to his Twitter and look up his tweet replies or whatever, and you can see that you are an afterthought pimp.
Multiple times whenever I'm streaming. It's not an exaggeration. This guy never stopped following me. Even though no one talks about him, no one even addresses, who talks about the original "This is how you don't plays" anymore.
Pimp, you tweet every day nonstop, and you're lucky if you get 5 likes on your tweets. So who's irrelevant? I barely tweet, and I get more likes on my tweet than you do, and more retweets. And I have maybe 200 people that follow me.
But this guy literally still he's watching this right now. Don't fool yourself. He's watching this shit right now. Okay? He also tried to interject himself into my content over the years, despite the fact that I couldn't give two shits. There's been various different versions of Street Fighter 2.
You don't give a shit, and yet you're spending 42 minutes ranting and raving about this man. Living rent-free in your big, thick skull.
That I've played online over the years, and he's tried to fight me and play me in multiple versions of them, again in some odd e-dick measuring contest to say that he's a good Street Fighter player and can beat me, which is hilarious because yes, he has beaten me, although I've beaten him way more than he ever did beat me. And the times that he usually does defeat me, he either uses Blanca or Balrog.
Buggy netcode lag, I'm guessing.
He actually makes his internet connection shitty on purpose so that I can't react to the things he does, and he uses online abusable tactics. Allow me to give you an example. When you're fighting Blanca,
no, Phil,
would actually purposely still in his gameplay for a decade, right? Isn't that enough? Like, you understand, you're never, ever going to have that level of anything ever again. You're never going to have that level of notoriety. There's a time when you got to learn to move on. It's kind of hypocritical of me to say that, because here I am 10 years later, also making content way less prominent than I used to be. But you know what? I've changed myself for the better. I've become a better person. I've moved on from a lot of the grudges and problems that I used to have and the way I used to behave.
You've moved, and yet you're spending 42 minutes of your podcast ranting about this guy because he privated a video he doesn't want you to react to. Move along. Do something else. Clean another closet. Go clean out your wife's barn. You know, take your camera with you. Create some content that way. Why are you such a salty little... You know what you are. Why? Why?
My old content. I make a totally different style of content now that's much more small scale, but still I feel as meaningful as what I used to do.
Small scale, nobody watches.
And I have a fan base that supports that. You just sit there on...
You have pay pigs and 10 denthead 10 whales that feed you 100 or so grand a year for you to sustain your lifestyle. Yeah, that's awesome.
Twitter hate watching me all day. You haven't grown or evolved. You're the same fucking nasty, angry dude, so upset that I banned you from comments over a decade ago, and you won't let go.
Pot calling the kettle black.
It's fucking sad. It really is.
What does that say about you, Phil? Is he online right now creating a video that's 42 minutes long to rant about you? No. He simply just privated his video and called it a day. That's all he did. You're the lunatic here spending 42 minutes ranting and raving about a guy that created a video about you 10 years ago, and you're still salty as fuck.
Okay? So why on earth am I even bringing up Evil AJ in 2022 when he has zero pertinence to anything? Okay? I'll tell you why. Because the whole idea of tomorrow's marathon was that you guys wanted to see me react to the original This Is How You Don't Play video, the one that started it all. And I had revealed to you guys, hey guys, guess what? I have never watched it. I've seen excerpts from it. I've watched segments of it. I know what it is, but I've never actually sat down and watched it. So much like me sitting down and watching the Down the Rabbit Hole video about myself or the John and Howard video about myself, this is an opportunity for me to actually finally directly react to that content. And you know what? Much like I did with those other videos, to admit how bad of a gamer I was, how I didn't give two fucks about anything back then, to kind of laugh along with the video and make fun of myself as much as just be exposed to what it was, that phenomenon that exploded over a decade ago on YouTube, right? I think it's going to be absolutely fascinating. No, that's why I thought you guys wanted it. That's what you voted for, right? So here I am thinking this is going to be great. This is going to be absolutely exciting. Here we go. Now, about a week ago, just to be sure that I knew what I was doing, I searched the internet. I found the video. This is how you don't play Metal Gear Solid 2. It's about 57 minutes long. And that kind of surprised me because most of This Is How You Don't plays after that were much longer. In fact, I think the Metal Gear Solid 3 one's much longer. And then after that, they ended up being 2-3 hours in length moving forward for most people who made them. So for me, the original's only 57 minutes. Oh, shit. And I'm like, damn, that's definitely not going to be enough to fill the entire marathon. My marathons are like 6-7 hours long. So that's when I announced to you guys, okay, we're going to do a co-marathon. Yes, I'll react to that video, but then for the second half, we'll finish the closet cleaning. Okay? So all was well and good. And then what I wanted to do is I kind of wanted to get all that set up and be a little bit ready in advance for...
i.e. you wanted to watch it ahead of the stream so that you can have notes and be prepared to conversate on the issue and not be, not knowing what to say, not figuring out what excuses you were going to give for why you were a turd.
For Saturday. So 2 nights ago, not last night, but the night before, I sat down and I started searching again. I was like, let me set it up. Let me get it ready. So that way I'm good to go and I have stuff ready to go for Saturday. I can't find it. I'm like, where the hell is the video? I know I watched it. I swear I'm not crazy. I just fucking watched it, right? So I go to...
Hold up. You just said you never watched it. Further proof that Phil is a liar. A liar. You heard it right here. So he watched it, right? And he was going to watch it again before Saturday so that he can take his pathetic notes and be able to come up with an excuse for why he was such an ass.
To my view history on YouTube, which you can go look through your video view history, it's gone. I'm like, what? How the fuck would I know it's 57 minutes long if I didn't watch it? This doesn't make any sense. So I'm racking my brain. I'm like, wait a minute. I got an idea. Someone must have posted up about this video at some fucking point. So I just started searching Google in general. And I found a couple of people who had linked to the video from other sources. And when you click on the link, you get a message that pops up. Oh, this video was set to private. Now,
big ups to Evo AJ for sticking it to Phil.
When I discovered this, I couldn't believe it. I was like, you've got to be joking me. Let me get this straight. All right? The guy who 10 years ago, okay, argued that everything he did was fair use, right? That anything that you do, oh, you're going to take content from someone else, edit it together, and you're going to comment on it. That's a transformative work. That's completely allowed. That's fair use, right? That's protected by fair use law. You can't come after me for it. It's commentary, it's criticism. It's allowed on the internet. So therefore, you can't do anything about it. You can't copyright claim me for it. You can't come after me legally. It's all allowed. This same guy who for over a decade was allowed to have that video up, and I never went after him for it or anything.
You never went after him for it because you had no legal right after it. It was transformative work. It met the definition of transformative work. You had no copyright claim over that video, and you still don't.
Anything like that. I said, it can exist. Go right ahead. The moment when I say, okay, it's 10 years later, it's time to admit that back then I was a different guy. I made a lot of mistakes. I did a lot of dumb content. Let's go back and watch that. This is how you don't play that went viral. Let's laugh at how dumb I was and the misfortunes of me playing the game in a bad way. I'm sure I'm going to cringe every time I insulted Kojima. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to basically be kind of the same as any other watcher of that video and laugh along with the making fun of myself. That's what I've been doing with this React content, admitting my faults and basically showing that things have definitely changed in the last decade. Okay? So finally, after 10 years, I decided to change myself and improve myself, which I feel was probably the original intention of those videos to begin with. Evil AJ at one point felt, man, Phil fell off as a content creator. Not only is he putting out shovelware content, junk, but now he's being mad at me. He's banning me from comments. How many other fans did he ban? You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I kind of get that mindset. I understand maybe why he originally made the video. I'm here 10 years later to observe it and basically acknowledge it. Oh no. Well, now Phil's gonna, oh, fuck that. Private the video. Really?
Yep, he has every right to do so. That is his video, that is his creation that he made, that is his content. He can do whatever he wants with it. He can delete it, he can private it, he can unlist it, he can do whatever he wants. I'm not sure what the problem here, Phil, is. You're just salty that you had plans to monetize someone else's content, and you can't. And you're feeling salty about it. That's a personal problem, pimp. You should have did the right thing and reached out to the guy and said, hey, I'm doing this. I know it was 10 years ago. I know I reacted wrongly. I know I was whatever. I'm sorry about that, but I really want to react to it. Can you please give me permission to watch it? And I'm pretty sure the guy would have been like, okay, and just let you do it. Because if not, he would have probably come off as petty. That's what I would have done. I would have been like, yeah, okay, fine. But you decided not to do that. You decided to just react to it and not ask for permission, although you've asked for permission for other things. That was your rule, right? That was your standard. You would ask people for permission because that made you above the rest, right? And you got permission. You did it with Fred Knudsen. You did it with a few other people, but you refused to do it with John Rambo and Harold. You refused to ask them because you were embarrassed and didn't want to conversate with them or have a conversation. Same thing with Evo AJ, and that's why you're in this predicament now. So that is your problem, that you couldn't be man enough to reach out to the guy and say, hey, I know we've had a history, I know that I reacted poorly. I know I said a lot of stupid things. I'm a different person. I want to apologize. May I please use your content? And I'm about 100% sure he would have said, sure, here you go. But no, you want to be an ass. And the rest of this video shows that you are an ass and that you don't change. And I'm going to address the issue and talk about how I believe tomorrow you're going to eat a ban. I mean, you're not going to eat a ban. You're going to eat a copy strike, and your live stream's going to get taken down. Let's keep going.
Really? After 10 years that I let you have that video on the internet?
You didn't let anything pimp. That was a transformative work. If you would have hit it with a copy strike, it would have been overturned.
And I never stopped you from making more. And I let everyone else on the internet make them. The moment that I decide to highlight or do something positive with it, now you make it private. And what's hilarious is I posted up on Twitter, I said, I can't believe this. Evil AJ must be the pettiest person on the internet that he would do that like that. So we'll talk about this on Friday and we'll reassess what we're going to do on Saturday's podcast. I started getting messages from people saying, oh, you have to understand. No. Evil AJ, he's not hiding that video so you can't do your React marathon. He's doing it because he got falsely threatened by someone saying that they were going to hit him with false copyright strikes if he left the video up. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? First of all, he left up a ton of other content on his channel that's mine. A ton of other montages of me playing fighting games and shit. That's not down. So unless he privated his entire...
Not sure what the hell you're talking about, but there's this tweet out there that he posted. He said he privated it for personal reasons. He privated it for specific reasons, and he also talked about how he didn't want you to react to it. And he had personal reasons for that. That's all he said. This other crap about copy strikes and all that, I have no clue where you got that at. There are no tweets out there about that, so stop lying.
Channel, what the fuck are you talking about? He literally waited for the moment I was going to do this marathon to private the video, and just that one specific video, so that I couldn't go ahead with my marathon as planned.
Which he has every single right to do. That is his content, and he can do whatever he can with it. Just like you, Phil, when you post something and something slips out or you do something inappropriate, you have every right to privatize it or delete that video.
That's the very definition of pettiness, okay? The very definition of pettiness.
I think what's more petty is spending 42 minutes on a podcast berating some dude that won't let you react to his video. That's petty.
All right? So, I know it's bullshit. The troll defense squad came out to defend the guy. They're so full of crap. All right? So if you actually want to know what really happened, let's take it from the horse's mouth, shall we? Let's actually see what Evil AJ had to say. You can't with me. That's dangerous. This is just crazy. Over the top nonsense and behavior.
I'm gonna forward this nonsense. He just rants and
Go
raves.
check this kid's Twitter feed. It's out of control. It's nonsense. It's like, oh my god, seriously, this is the person? Yeah. It's just me. It's me. We're talking about DSPs. Okay. DSP. Oh, a random comment that has nothing to do with DSP. 12 more comments about DSP.
No, it doesn't. Go to his Twitch. It's Evo AJ and then some other numbers.
Who the fuck talks about this guy or cares about or is reading his Twitter feed? You know?
Pot calling kettle black. No one reads or watch your stupid ass tweets except for detractors.
It's nuts. But anyway, I digress. If this doesn't confirm exactly what I'm saying, then I don't know what else will. His own admittance that he's being petty, he still has a grudge against me. He literally waited for the moment where everyone else on the internet could do a react, but if Phil wants to do a react to prove that he's changed or do some kind of fun content, that's not allowed.
He has every right to private his video. It is his video.
Right? So it's called being unfair, moving the goalposts, whatever you want to say. It's bullshit.
It's called a petty man called DSP spending 42 minutes ranting and raving because he's not allowed to do something he wants to do. This is the Wolverine figure all over again. His mom didn't buy him a Wolverine figure. He was pissed and upset, and he held a grudge against his mom because she didn't buy him a Wolverine figure when he wanted it. Actually bought it for them later in the year or whatever. But of course, since she didn't buy it right away, DSP has held that grudge till this day. Okay, that's what this is. DSP is pissed off and upset because he can't get something he wants. And big ups to Evil AJ for privating that video and sticking it to this moron.
It's the definition of pettiness. Okay? Now, on top of all of this, if you're not aware, all right, apparently some people made an effort to re-upload This Is How You Don't Play Metal Gear Solid 2 in the last day or so because they thought that this was kind of messed up that this happened. From what I'm to understand, I don't have any evidence.
These were your followers or whatever that actually did it. Not that he's going to try to claim that detractors actually did it because they felt that AJ was wrong in taking this down. That makes no sense.
Of this, I've been told he's striking people down with copyright claims. It could be wrong, and I'm going to preface this. Maybe it's bullshit.
Yes, that is bullshit. You're just throwing that out there to make him look like a bad guy. He privated the video. That's all he did. And as you can see, in a minute, you're going to see he actually has a copy of the video. So Phil actually downloaded an illegal copy of someone else's work, which is a violation of YouTube's policy, right? He's going to try to play it tomorrow, and I hope that he gets a strike for that. And I'll get into that a little bit more in a sec.
Maybe it's not true, but I heard at least a few people tried re-uploading this, and he's taking it down. Okay? It could be false. I'm just telling you what the hearsay. That's definitely hearsay. All right? So don't take that as fact. All right? But that's what I'm hearing.
That's what you're claiming, Phil. The only person that's saying it is you.
So not only does he not want me to be able to react it from his original version, he just doesn't want me to react to it at all. It's not just, oh, you're taking it off my channel. It's, you just shouldn't have the right to react to it whatsoever.
It's his video. If you actually take a bootleg copy of it and react to it, you're breaking terms of service right there. You're not supposed to download videos from YouTube. That's a straight fact. You're not allowed to rip anything off of YouTube unless you have YouTube Prime. That's probably the only exception to that, and I'm sure there's rules around that.
Even though it's about you. Now, I just want you to think about how hilarious of a situation this is. The original This Is How You Don't Play Metal Gear Solid 2 is about arguably 95% my content, maybe 5% him superimposing the comments from my content over the video. There's no original commentary. There's no superimposed like memes or criticisms. It literally is a really hard argument for a transformative work because it's pretty much almost all of my content. You understand that? Almost all of it, right?
So if it's all of your content, why don't you find your video and play your video and conversate over that? Because you already saw AJ's video. So you know specifically where he criticized you. Why don't you just play your video and then talk about where you were in your headspace at that time when you were watching that video? And then this would resolve everything, right, Pimp?
And it's hilarious to me that this guy who got away with having this on the internet for 10 years now is trying to say, well, I'm not going to allow you to make your own content out of my content when arguably his content is still mine.
I just gave you the workaround, Pimp. If you don't want to follow that, then too bad. That is his work. If he private it, you can't watch it. That's your problem. Now, if you're going to take a ripped copy of it and react to that, you're breaking YouTube's terms of service.
You could make that argument. Like I said, future This Is How You Don't Plays, that's a little different. Okay? Future This Is How You Don't Plays had so much transformative content in them, I don't think you can argue the original work. You could almost argue This Is How You Don't Play Metal Gear Solid 2 is the original work, just kind of a little bit of abridged, but it's definitely the same shit, just with comments on it. It's not even that big of a creative deal, right? Now, before we move on, because we are going to move on, first of all, let's address this from a legal standpoint, okay? Seriously.
No, we're not, Phil. No, you have no legal standing. You have no legal standing whatsoever.
I want to react to This Is How You Don't Play Metal Gear Solid 2. All right, there's two schools of thought on this. School of thought number one is when you do a react video on YouTube, that's a transformative work and it should be protected and allowed.
Correct.
The other school of thought is it's not. Now, from my understanding, there is legal precedent saying that React videos are transformative works. I'm not even going to consider that. I'm going to consider both sides of the argument.
My video right here of reacting to you and providing commentary is the very definition of transformative work. And you can't hit me for it, pimp, and you know it.
First of all, let's say that, for example, it is considered a transformative work. Then Evil AJ doesn't have a leg to stand on here. Hiding the video is petty as fuck, and
hiding the video isn't illegal. You're trying to argue this from a legal perspective. Privating a video is not illegal.
To strike down other people putting out the video so I can.
You just said a minute ago that it's hearsay and you're not sure it's happening, but you're talking about it like it actually happened. You're actually basically slandering AJ, saying he's copy striking people when you don't even know that. Remember, you just said a minute ago, this is hearsay, I don't know, but yet you're using it to argue your legal argument over this, and it's hearsay.
React to it is also petty as fuck. He actually shouldn't have a legal right to do it, because if anyone else had a right to react to it and make their own content, I should too.
No one's arguing that you don't have that right. What I'm saying is that that video belongs to AJ and he privated. So if you don't have access to it, that's your problem. There's nothing illegal about it. He just chose to private it and he has every right to do that. Now, I know what you're going to try to do. You're going to try to get a rip copy of it and react to it. And if you do that, you're breaking YouTube's terms of service.
It's bullshit that he thinks he could pull this, basically. It goes against everything he said over the years about fair use. It really does. Because the thing is, I could have hidden my playthroughs.
If he unprivatized the video and you react to it, you have every right to do that. That is within fair use. If he privates the video and keeps it private and you don't have access to it, that's a personal problem. It has nothing to do with copyright, legal, or anything. You just do not have access to it. And AJ has every right to do so.
We're stricken down his videos, and I never did. But when I'm about to use his content for something, oh, that's not allowed. That's the ultimate hypocrisy right there, completely destroying any kind of an argument that he would have.
Hypocrisy and legal arguments are two different things, Pimp. You really should quit while you're behind. You have no clue what you're talking about. You sound like an idiot.
Okay. Now let's even take the other side of it. All right. Let's say it was actually illegal to do a react video.
Which it's not. So I'm just going to skip this whole part. You have no argument whatsoever. It was transformative work. You did not file a copy strike. It's perfectly fine. So I'm skipping this.
Okay. Well, guess you. But then when someone else wants reaction to what I read or what I said, or let me try this again. Let me show you my actual live reaction.
He's being super corny here.
I recorded. You might say, wait a minute. The whole thing is based on the fact that he's claiming that you didn't ask for permission to react to his video. Okay. That's absolutely correct.
There you go, folks. He just exposed himself. He didn't ask for permission. While he asked other people for permission. Remember, that was the standard for doing commentary for Phil, is he would have to ask and get permission, make sure he doesn't hurt anyone. But yet he won't ask AJ for his permission. So what's the problem here, Phil?
Get ready for this one. Drum roll, please. I wish I had a drum roll, but my shit. Nah! Case. Okay? This guy has absolutely no right whatsoever to try to do anything against me or DSP Gaming if I do a react video. If he does, if he files, a false copyright strike against DSP Gaming when I do this react content, I have the definitive evidence on the internet. Even if he deletes the tweet, the Wayback Machine remembers. It's there and you can find it. There's the evidence he gave me the permission to do it. He has absolutely no right to false claim. And here's the kicker to all of this. Get ready for this one, guys. You're really going to enjoy this part. Because he already admitted publicly that I have the right to do it. If he files a false copyright claim against DSP Gaming, he's abusing YouTube's copyright claim system.
Okay, Denhead, let me explain this to you. Okay. If he unprivates the video and you react to it, yes. He doesn't have the claim. He shouldn't file a copy strike about you. I'm with you there, right? The problem is you do not have access to that video because it's private. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to react to a ripped copy of it, right? That is against YouTube's terms of service. You're breaking multiple things here. First of all, you're reacting this. You're actually getting a video from illegally because someone had to take it, use an outside source to rip that file and provide it to you and upload it. So not only are they uploading someone else's content, they're giving it to you through an illegal through a process which is against TOS. So if you go ahead and react to that video, right, you have broken YouTube's terms of service for doing that. Now, if AJ unprivates his video and you react to that video and you give him credit, then you're good. Yeah, there is no copy strike. But if you react to an illegal copy, right, and you do not credit, right, who gave you that video, and I'm pretty sure you're not going to say AJ did, because AJ is going to say, no, I didn't. My video is private. You have broken YouTube's terms of service. And I'm positive that if you do that tomorrow, someone is going to strike your channel through your stream and your stream will be taken down. I'm positive that that's going to happen, Phil. So if you want to take the chance and stream an illegal rip of a video that's privated, you're probably going to eat a strike, and your stream might get taken down. And you know that there are tons of people out there just ready to do that. They're just ready for you to screw up and to strike you. Look what happened to Wings. Wings was streaming live, and they claimed that he was stealing content, and they took his stream down midstream. Now, you might get your channel back or whatever, but your marathon is going to get ruined. And you know what's going to happen? It's going to expose yourself because people are going to see, oh, I can do this anytime I want. And you're going to get all these detractors striking your channel while you're streaming, and they're going to take you down. You're going to run into the same thing that Wings is running into. And if you want to take that chance, go ahead and stream that illegal copy of his video.
He's already shown he had prerequisite knowledge for the last 24 hours. Completely not asking for it, not didn't say I needed any help or whatever. 4 different people contacted me behind the scenes and sent me different versions of this is how you don't play Metal Gear Solid.
It's not different versions, it's ripped copies of it. So you have in your possession illegal ripped copies of someone's content. That's what you're saying here, Phil. And that's what I'm capturing in this video. Okay.
2. And one of them even went to say, I'm a detractor of yours. I don't like you.
No one believes that.
But I've liked the React content you've done in the last year. It shows a different side of you. And it actually is interesting to see what you think about the hateful content that's been put out about you over the years.
No one ever said that.
Looking forward to seeing this. And this jackass.
No one ever said that.
We actually think Evil AJ is a dumb piece of shit and doesn't belong in this kind of detractor community for this kind of behavior. It's completely hypocritical.
Several people sent him a communication and said all this. Listen to yourself, Phil. Listen to yourself, Phil. That's how you expose yourself for being a liar. You just go on and on and on and rant. And you expose yourself because you keep adding to the lie and you make it more ridiculous.
Hypocritical of him to do it when he lets everyone else do it and now you can't. So here's the video, just do it. So there you go. So ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow on Saturday, the show must go on, as they say. It will be DSP reacts to whatever the heck this is. I'm not sure. I will look at it tomorrow and try to figure out what this could possibly be. But anyway, the moment that I pause it and talk over it, the moment that I interject any of my own content into it, it's a transformative work that can't be claimed on YouTube. Oh well. I mean, unless Evil AJ wants to do a false claim and lose his entire YouTube channel and existence on YouTube.
You're coping and you're salt and pimp. You know that's not going to happen. What's going to happen is you are going to react to an illegal download of a video that's privated. So you're breaking terms of service right there. Someone's going to go out and strike you. They're going to strike you while you're doing it on stream and report you. And your stream's going to get taken down. And then you're going to blame AJ, although it's probably not going to be him. It's going to be someone else. So tomorrow when you do this, be prepared, because you're going to be a target and you're going to get gunned. And the same thing that's happening to Wings on YouTube is going to happen to you, pimp. Okay? I forewarned you. I let you know you're breaking terms of service by commenting or having possession of an illegal ripped content that belongs to someone that's been privated. So Phil, I already warned you, so you can't say you haven't been warned. Be prepared for tomorrow. All right, pimps. Long video, but it's a good one. Nothing like listening to DSP rant for 42 minutes because he can't get his way. You know, it's a shame his mom never got him that Wolverine figure. Maybe he would have turned out different. You know, maybe he would have been a better person. But it probably would have made things worse. But anyway, peace out.